Okay. We are now. I'm now meeting with Hayden Cooper, who works. Just lean to your right slightly, Hayden. There you go. KGK Genix in Harlow. They what they do with young people has been amazing, and Colette and Matt there have really woken me up to it. Having said all that, it's all right me telling you what KGK do. Let's find out a little bit more about who Hayden is, what's he doing there, and what's going on. So tell Hayden, who are you? What do you do?
Okay. Well, my name's Hayden Cooper. I am 17 and I'm a print finisher apprentice at KGK Genix.
Just say that again.
Yeah, I'm a Hayden Cooper.
17.
17. Yeah, 17.
And a print finisher already.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool. Go on, carry on.
Yeah. So I found myself in print for actually an advert that my mum found. It was at an awards night, I believe, that they were incredible. I think they swept the floor, and they had applications for an apprentice when I was 16, just after leaving school. And I thought, why not? Let's go for an interview. And after a couple of trial days, I absolutely loved it. And I found myself here a year and a bit later on, doing all right. Yeah.
So what does your print finishing role involve? What do you do?
So it involves just literally anything post print that needs finishing. So whether that be boards being laminated, kiss cutting vinyls, we've got cutting on our cutting bed Zund. So we've got all that. We're stitching fabrics and cutting fabrics. So anything to do with that, any CADA frames that we do.
Any what frames?
CADA frames. So what we do is we stitch the fabrics and then they go in frames with CADA that slots into them. And then we can have like backlit where the light shines behind it.
You see, you're already, you may not realise you're already talking technical.
Yeah.
And there'll be some people listening to this saying, he does what now? Well done you. So a bit more, go on.
What else we do? We've got a new small format machines now. And that would include, I'm learning these at the moment. We're drilling holes through paper. We've got folding machines, creasing machines. They both do, well, different things. But yeah, we're booklet makers as well. So we've got that's all kind of what I'm learning at the moment. But I'm more experienced on, I'd say, the vinyls, the summer plots, and cutting on the Zund. So any cutting boards out, cutting vinyls out, because we're a large format and now starting to go small format. It's all different variations where I'm learning guillotine as well, learning different paper sizes and what works and what doesn't. So yeah.
So this is in 18 months, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a quick learning circle.
Yeah, I've been lucky with the people around me, actually. Really lucky that everyone's so well welcoming. When I started at 16, looking back, I was quite young. But in 18 months, I've really got to know everyone, and everyone's been so welcoming. And anything I want to learn, everyone's straight to it and really helpful.
Hayden, you're still young. You're still very young. Look at this. So take me through the process of starting, because at 16 that must have been a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'd say it was. I've been for a trial day actually a couple of months before, so I was doing my GCSEs and I came in like in the holidays between that to come and do a day here to see whether I enjoyed it. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, I remember my first day, and it was a big factory. It was just after we'd merged, and there was lots of new people that I hadn't ever met before. And it was kind of like, welcome to the world of work. I was like, that first week was, I think everyone remembers their first week. But yeah, mine was definitely very nerve-wracking to start with. But the more I went, and then it got a couple of weeks in, I was more myself. Then a month in, and I'm getting louder. And then here I am 18 months down the line. And yeah, I'm really happy.
And you're a young man starting out in your career, in an industry that is full of old men.
Yeah.
Hopefully, there is a better gender balance in KGK than there is in the majority of industry, as well as age. But how have you found it? Have they made you feel welcome? They looked after you?
Loved it. Yeah, I feel like they've looked after me as much as they could. I mean, I'm yeah, I just love it. I couldn't be more thankful for everyone around, and then just like I said, so helpful, and yeah, it's just everyone's so welcoming, especially as when I joined 16 and everyone, you go from a school environment where everyone's like 15, 16, and when you're in year 11, you're like the king of the school in a way, like you're the oldest, but there you go, coming to work and you're like, oh yeah, I'm the youngest, I have no experience, and you just got to keep cracking away at it, really.
It locks up for a few seconds there. Okay, so what do you least enjoy about your role? What is the most irritating thing, if there is such a thing? And be straight, because this video is hopefully going to help encourage other young people to consider a role in print. So what are the things, the pitfalls?
Oh, I don't know. See, I love every day that I come in. I'd say starting out, the only thing was there's just the long days. You go from school being the 6 hours and you're not really focused to like 8 hours, and then you got the travel in between, because I live in Stevenage, so I've got a roughly 45-minute hour journey there and back.
Wow.
So I'm learning to drive, but I couldn't, obviously at 16, was very reliant on people getting me around, and that was the only real downfall starting off. But as time goes on, you learn to adjust and you become more independent. Now I'm learning to drive, so it's getting easier. But that was the only thing starting out that was a bit of a pitfall, was that I couldn't, like, it would be really early starts for me in the morning, getting up and hearing that alarm clock and then coming back. So in the winter, it was like going in the dark, coming back in the dark. And I'd say that was the only like thing, because it's a different ball game to school, really, because I went to school in Stevenage, so it was like 15-minute walk, but I could roll out of bed and go. But this is very like, it was very hard at first just to get my head around it, but now it's second nature.
What do your schoolmates think of all this? Are you still in contact with them?
Yeah, I'll go into an Indian with them tomorrow, but yeah, I love it. I've got it's nice. I can go and pay for their meal because they're still at school, but yeah, yeah, they're.
And do you get to tell them about the types of brands and things that you do? Because my next question is, what do you most like about it? And it must be the things that you see.
Yeah, I mean, they can't go shopping with me anymore in London, because I'm always like, oh, let's check the fabric, let's check the vinyls on the wall. Oh, I've done that, and it's like, oh, you're a nightmare. But yeah, it's, I love it. All the brands we work with, you kind of come numb to it in the end. But when you take a step back and look at the stuff we do, and I love like the small format, we do Target darts now, which I love darts. I'm not very good at it, but I love it. And just seeing all the booklets and everything, it's quality. And even doing Selfridges and just seeing it in person, it's amazing.
So you walk around a shopping centre is a different experience now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I can't unsee print now. Can't unsee it. It's literally everywhere. I mean, I go into, what was it? There was a shop we went into. I literally spent the whole time while my mates were looking for clothes and doing their thing, I was literally by the wall looking at the fabrics, just like, oh, that's all right. I've done that bit. Oh, I'm glad that went all right. But yeah. Yeah.
It never leaves you, by the way, because even at my age, if I go into a restaurant that I haven't been in before, I'm picking up the menu and sniffing it to try and work out how it was done. That it just doesn't go away. But hey, what a great way to be. Okay, so you're clearly enjoying it.
Yeah.
This sector, as I've said before, it's predominantly old men in grey suits, people like me. But what is your opinion of print, being a new guy on the block?
Well, I would say, actually, I'm very lucky where I am here, because we're quite a young team and we're getting younger. I think we've got 3 apprentices now with me and 2 others that have joined up. And yeah, I'd say at first it was quite intimidating, because when you go in, you think, oh, everyone's like a lot older. But I always like to think of it as everyone's just a child who's grown up now. Everyone's got their own weird and wonderful ways. And yeah, it's good fun. I was intimidated for the first, I'd say, week. And then when you get to know everyone, it's okay.
Some of us never grow up.
I don't think I will.
Blokes in particular, we just don't grow up. And don't let anybody tell you to. There was no age bias towards you or anything like that?
None at all, actually, none at all. I started learning just literally straight away. I do the little jobs here and there where you got to do the bins for people, and then after a week or so, like I said, everything just became a lot easier. And if you just show you're hard working, people are willing to help, I'd say, and willing to show you more and more. And that's what I found. Like, I had no bias coming into this, that like no matter how old I was, if you're willing to learn and help, I think anyone will help you out here.
Your sound's gone. Oh no, you're back again. All right, so look, why should other young people consider the print sector?
What's that, sorry?
Why would other young people, if you go back to school next week to talk to the year that were two below you, and somebody said you've gone into print, and why would I want to do that? What would you say to them?
I'd say, well, it's so important for the brands more than anything. I mean, working with such big brands, I mean, that was such a driving factor for me when I was coming for a trial day. I was just amazed and blown away by the proportion of stuff that we do. I'll go downstairs now and I won't think of it, but we've got so much work for so many clients, and it's amazing. I think the future is so big for it because everyone's trying different marketing strategies and trying to stand out from the rest. And I think with print, if you go and look down the street and you see a big fabric, massive fabric, vibrant for a shop, you think, oh, that's amazing. But if you walk by and there's a wall with a little sign, it's not as eye-grabbing, and you're not looking at it as if, say, oh, I want to go in there. And I think it's all about getting people's attention now. I'd say TikTok's the main thing. Everyone's got, I think there was a time frame of 3 seconds, people's attention span. So you need to grab the eye quickly. And I think that's where it links with marketing as well. You need to grab the eye. And with printing, that's the driving force, I think, for me. And like large shops, you go down Oxford Street and they're all big displays. Who can do it bigger and better? I think that's the main thing for the future.
You are clearly getting a kick out of it. Have you managed to wangle a free pair of Nike trainers yet?
Oh, I wish. I wish. I have. It's not out of trying. I've tried my best, but yeah.
Your time will come, I'm sure. Have you enjoyed this experience?
I've loved it. Yeah, no, it's very good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's been short and sweet, and I'm more concerned about the connection rather than anything else. But what I would like to say is thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I'll share this with you later, but you're a breath of fresh air, mate. You genuinely are a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
So I'll stop the recording now, unless there's anything else you want to chuck out there to anybody that's looking. You don't want to advertise your number. I mean, you're a single guy. You want to put anything like that out there? I'm going to get in trouble with your girlfriend. I'll stop the recording right now, okay?
We've got no problems there. Don't worry.
Okay, let's just stop that.